Hi everyone, it is Monday, March 2nd, and the start of week 8 in the course. Maybe you noticed a new background here. I've got a new painting back there. That painting was made by one of our psychology advisors, Kevin Seymour. He's quite a talented painter and paints all the time. He'd actually gone out this summer to the Panhandle of Oklahoma, which is very near where my hometown of Elkhart, Kansas. And he took a lot of photos, and he's been painting all winter long the stuff he saw. And I saw that picture, and I said, "Man, that looks like home. That's where I'm from." And he was nice enough to share that picture with me. So I've got some new stuff there in my background. I hope you enjoy seeing that. Guys, last week I was able to get the grades posted for exam 2, and I gotta tell you, to be completely honest, I was a little disappointed in the class performance as a whole. Now, while some students still did fantastic, we had several A's and very high A's on the exam, the class average was 81, just barely a B. That's surprising to me. Usually subsequent exams after the first, the average score gets a little bit better. We actually went a little bit backwards. There's no attempt on my part to make these exams any harder, so I don't think that's an explanation. I do notice when I look at the class participation data that I can see within Canvas and with the YouTube videos that that's been really declining pretty significantly the last few weeks. I'm afraid some of you just aren't investing the time in engaging with the material. You've got to do the readings, you've got to watch the lecture videos and take notes to do well in the class and be prepared for the exams. So please, if that's you, you've noticed yourself slipping a little bit, recommit yourself to really double down and engage with the material, and this class is very doable. If you don't engage with the material, this class gets really rough. I know in psychology classes, and maybe in this one, it feels like a lot of this is common sense and the exam should be easy, but that's just not how it works. There's a lot of details, and you really need to be paying attention to details and engaging with material to do well. So consider that your pep talk for the week. I hope to see much better performance on the next exam. Now, speaking of that, this being week 8, you know what that means for next week. It's divisible by 3, week 9. We will have an exam on Friday next week. Yes, spring break starts on Saturday. We will have an exam on Friday, and those of you who've been paying attention to the weekly updates know that I warned you about that a few weeks ago, that's just how the calendar lands. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry to be that guy that has an exam on the Friday before spring break, but that's just how it works out for this class. So if you have made plans that do not work for that exam, don't email me, don't bother me. You're in luck. You're allowed to drop one exam. Just skip that one altogether, no questions asked, no harm to your grade. Otherwise, you're going to have to find a way to get that exam done. There is Wi-Fi at many resorts and airports, so if you already began your spring break as of that Friday, or maybe you've just headed home, there's probably internet at your home as well. You'll be able to get that done. If there's not internet at home, public libraries, coffee shops, you're going to have to find the internet and get that thing done on Friday. So make sure you carve out an hour of your time on that Friday before spring break starts on Saturday and get that exam done. This week in the content, we turn to some really interesting stuff. We're going to talk about emotions and arousal and anxiety and how that affects sports and sport performance. And emotion is a real double-edged sword in sports. Emotions is what we love about sports. We love that it kind of gives us a chance to kind of get excited about things, and the elation of winning and kind of the agony of defeat is all part of what we really love about sports or other kinds of performance settings. Those of us who engage in sports or other kinds of performance, we really love the emotions we get to express and feel while we do it. As fans, we love it, but it can sometimes get in the way. It has to be controlled, it has to be managed, it has to be kind of channeled in just the right way. And that might matter by person, that might vary by sport, but it varies. And so this week we talk all about how we might think about and understand emotions, and particularly anxiety, as it comes to sport and sport performance. We have a couple video lectures. We have an invited interviews with experts video that you'll enjoy, as well as several things to read, so dive into that. Again, if you've started to slip a little bit in your commitment and engagement in this course, now's the time to really recommit to that. Make sure you get it going. Maybe that second exam didn't go your way, and that's the one you're hoping to drop out of your final score for the class, and that could be. But let's push through here to the end of the semester. We have reached the halfway point. That's the awesome news, is that we're halfway through the semester. Spring break is just a few days away. and couldn't come at a better time. So I hope you have an awesome week. And as always, go Pokes.